And I've forgotten to do something. Oh, come here. And
good evening, Dave's just doing some housework.
And bye-bye.
Yeah, he's gone. Hello, everyone. Hope you're all well. Can I just say, I don't think I should have really done my live stream last week. I was a little bit out with the fairies. I didn't think the tablet would take that effect immediately, but it did. But I'm all right now. I hope everyone's had a good week. It's been a sticky one here in the UK today. Busy old week on the channel. We've had the Jean-Michel Jarre things go up. Good evening, Pulsar. That's a little series of Jean-Michel Jarre live in your living room. Good evening, Jason. And it has been a huge week, and I think it's because of those Jarre. The views have been up. So we've had, in the last 7 days, 7,155 views in 1 week. That is fantastic. And 36 new subscribers. I'm chuffed thing. Yeah, Zeb's not very well tonight, so send him your best. I hope you feel better soon, Zeb. So what have you been watching? Well, at number 3, the Paul Simon Retro Ranking, 100 views. From Wednesday, Bob Marley and his Wailers, 155. But the big one for this week is The Doors, 186. I knew that would be popular, but not as popular as that. The top short, though, in 1 week, the Dynasty, Kiss, 917. Pretty impressive. The 28 days, what's been going on? Well, 20,393 views. A massive 65 new subscribers in the last 25. Your regular Barry Sheen's just gone by.
I wondered what the hell that. Are you sure it wasn't Nick on his way home?
No, well, before we go on, Dave will know I'm sandwiched between the road that goes from Kingsthorpe and the round spinny roundabout. So he's gone hurtling up towards Kingsthorpe. Yes, anyway, that's enough of
that. Jason, let one loose.
Yeah. Anyway, where was I? Yes, 65 new subscribers in the last 28 days. Brilliant stuff. What you've been watching at number 3, The Doors, 186 people. That's incredible. Straight into the 28-day top 3. Richard Nice synth pop from a couple of weeks ago, 192. But still at the top are the Bad Beatles songs. And the top short, I'm so amazed about this because it's not one of the best Status Quo albums, but the Rocking All Over the World now has had 1,233 views, which is incredible. So what's been happening since we started way back in 2021? We're now up to 385,053 views. Fantastic. Thank you so much. And we are only 9 shy of 1,800 subscribers now. Yeah, so what's been watching? Well, Derek Riggs has pulled it back a bit over Jethro Tull. Jethro Tull, 4,143. Derek Riggs has pulled it back to 4,132. Slade is still at 4,915 and status quo 9,016.
Yeah, but what's behind Derek Riggs?
I don't know. I haven't looked.
There's somebody there on 4,000 views.
Oh, another 4,000.
Yes. I need to open up another
It's
tab.
going to be. Is it Mike Oldfield?
Hang on, I need
Because
to
he's
go
not
to
far
that,
behind.
do that, and then click on that and go to.
And no one's watched Jean-Michel Jarre Oxygen because you're all busy watching the live in your living room. And what have I been listening to this week? Well, I've been listening to a little bit of John Anderson. I've listened to 3 of his 15. I've listened to 3 of Utopia's 10 albums. I've listened to 3 of Pearl Jam's. And Deerhoof. Interesting.
That's being polite.
That's been, but yeah. I'm struggling with Deerhoof, and I've listened to 2.
Yes, you're correct. It's Mike Oldfield. It's on 4,000 exactly.
Oh, fantastic. And I've been listening to some Mott the Hoople.
Nothing wrong with Mott the Hoople.
Yes. And I completed the Guess Who, when I worked out which was what and who did that, because they all started fighting and say, I'm Guess Who. No, you're not. I'm Guess Who. Yes. No, you're not. I'm Guess Who.
Yes, we know it's coming.
Yes, he has. And he's doing it with the Band Geeks.
Yes.
With Richie, which one of them is Richie Castellello or something like that. And he is now in Blue Oyster Cult. He's an engineer as well. So, and we've listened to all the Half Man, Half Hobnob and the wonderful Steel Eye Span. So that's what I've been up to this week. And doing some prep work for something that I will not tell you about for another couple of months, but I've been doing lots of prep work as well. So I'm a busy old chap this week and getting over this. What the doctor thought was a viral ear infection or something. I don't think he had a clue what it was.
It could even, you might have even got a mild dose of the latest version of COVID or whatever it is that's going around at the moment. There's so many bloody variants, it's impossible.
Yeah. So, so I started feeling better. I'd say I was okay Monday, or I wouldn't have done anything, but I've started feeling my proper self about Tuesday, Wednesday. But it didn't help yesterday morning when someone decided to get me up at some unearthly hour. Yes, so if you're wondering why I did the marathon so quick yesterday, it's because I started recording it at some ridiculous time. But I was wide awake, so I had to do something. Anyway, that's enough of me.
You know what we need? we need a new logo of you lying in bed next to one of those old vinyl gramophone players with the big horn and Rocky standing there barking through the horn.
Yeah.
His master's voice.
Yes, he's quietly chomping on his chicken foot. I think he's finished it now. That's the last morsels there, aren't they? Yeah. You dropped one there, yeah. He's found it. Anyway, enough of my...
Stay away from that, Jason. The 100-day cough thing, it's nasty.
Ugh. Yeah, I wouldn't want that. Anyway, it's the time fast approaching 8:10. It's time for hatches. It's time for hatches, matches, and dispatches, because guess who's going towards the front door?
He who must be obeyed.
Yes.
Okay, off you go, and I'll muddle my way through this little lot.
Right.
Okay, excuse if my voice doesn't sound right. I've had a bit of guitar and it's not clearing properly. Anyway, dispatches this week. On the 10th, Dave Loggins, American singer and songwriter, passed away. He's the second cousin of Kenny Loggins, or he was. On the 11th, Tommy Drennan, an Irish classical and show band singer, passed. And on the 12th, Canadian Philippe Mackenzie. Excuse me. He was an Innu singer-songwriter and was considered a pioneer of Indigenous folk music and the father of contemporary Innu music. 13th, Ruth Hesse, a German dramatic mezzo-soprano with the Deutsche Oper in Berlin from 62 to 95, passed. And Claudio Reyes, a Chilean pop singer, left us. The 14th, RPS Lanru, a German rock guitarist. He was with the band Ton Steiner Scherben. The 15th, Louisa Johanna Theodora van Dort. She was better known, I hope I pronounced this right, as Witeke van Dort. She was a Dutch actress, comedian, singer, writer, and artist. Also passing was Edith Leggett, French composer and music educator, and Tom Kraft, a German DJ and producer. And 16th, we had another three pass. Ulf Dagsby, a Swedish rock guitarist with National Theatern. Bernice Johnson Reagan, American gospel a cappella singer with the Freedom Singers and Sweet Honey in the Rock. And Irene Schweitzer, Swedish free jazz pianist. So those are the ones who've left this week. Birthdays, we've got 21 today. The youngest is 31-year-old Taemin. He's Lee Taemin. He's a South Korean pop singer-songwriter, dancer, and actor. He's with the groups SHINee and the supergroup, or the super boy band, Super M. 32 today is Sarah Grace McLaughlin. She's known professionally as Bishop Briggs. She's a British singer-songwriter. 33 is Karina Passian. She was born in New York. She's of mixed Dominican and Armenian descent. Her first language is Russian, but she can sing in 6 other languages: English, Spanish, Italian, Arabic, Turkish, and French. Talented lady. 39 today is Theo Croker, American jazz trumpeter, composer, producer, and vocalist. 42 is Ryan Cabrera, American singer-songwriter. 49 today is Darren Malakian, American rock guitarist. He's been with System of a Down and Scars on Broadway. Also 49 is a British Sri Lankan rapper, MIA. He's born, and I've been dreading this. He was born Mathangi Maya Arul Pragasam. I'm going to need something after this. 62 today is Jack Irons, an American drummer with Red Hot Chili Peppers, Pearl Jam, and several other bands. 66 is Nigel Twist, British rock drummer with The Alarm. 69 today is another British drummer, this time with XTC, Dragon, TC, and I. It's Terry Chambers. Happy birthday to him. 70 today is Ricky Skaggs, the American country singer. 71 is Neil Stubbenhaus, and I'm not going to tell you who he's worked with. He's an American session and touring bass guitarist, and if you look him up on Wikipedia, the list of artists that he has worked with is 11 lines long. To say he's worked with a lot of people is putting it mild. 75 today is Wally Bryson, American rock guitarist and vocalist with Photomaker and Raspberries. Also 75 is Craig Fuller, American singer-songwriter with Pure Prairie League. And he was from 87 to 93 with Little Feat. 76 today is Phil Harris, British rocker with Ace. Also 76 is Cedar Zuidoving, Dutch rock drummer with golden earring. Unfortunately, the band retired in 2021 after the lead vocalist Koemans was diagnosed with ALS. It's also known as Lou Gehrig disease. We know it as MND, motor neuron disease. 78 today. Tim Lynch, American musician with Flaming Groovies. 79 is James William Guercio. He's an American music producer, musician, songwriter, and director. Now, he was the producer of Chicago's first 11 studio albums. He also produced the early recordings of the Buckinghams and Blood, Sweat and Tears. Plus, in the mid-70s, he managed the Beach Boys and was a member of the backing band. 83 today. She's dancing in the street and has nowhere to run. It's Martha Reeves, American pop R&B singer from Martha and the Vandellas. And we have two elder statesmen today, both 85. Dion DiMucci, American rocker with Dion and the Belmonts. And Brian Albert Gordon Auger, English jazz rock and rock music keyboardist. He specialised in the Hammond organ, but he has worked with the likes of Rod Stewart, Tony Williams, Jimi Hendrix, John McLaughlin, Sonny Boy Williamson, Eric Burden, CAB. That's just a few. So those are our hatches. Matches, we've just got 3 today. 1976, American country singer Tammy Wynette married her 4th husband, a real estate mogul.
Stand by your man.
Well, she didn't stand by Michael Tomlin because the marriage was annulled after 6 weeks. In 1992, R&B singers Whitney Houston and Bobby Brown got married. We all know how tumultuous that marriage was. They got divorced in 2007. And in 1994, the lovely late Dolores O'Riordan, lead singer with the Cranberries, married Don Burton. And unfortunately, they got divorced after 20 years in 2014. So that's our hatches, matches, and dispatches. Talking point today is rarities. And I've seen some of the ones that Iain has, and I reckon he stands a good chance of at least 3 being rare that nobody has. At least nobody on the panel. Let's put it that way. Excuse us a sec. Right. Let us save that. Close that. Get it out of the way.
Sorry, folks.
Yeah. Tammy, win it. Prepare the butcher's wrong.
Before we do,
yes, I did get the lyrics. Your challenge tonight is, what language is Iain's subtitle in? I didn't get it.
No, I beat even Dave.
For once.
Anyway, as Dave remembered, he's got to bring out a couple of wheels.
Well, before I do that, would you like last week's result?
Oh, yeah. I haven't taken much notice of it this week, I'm afraid, folks.
Well,
for obvious reasons.
Mhm. Well, in the live chat, it was 9-all.
No.
So it came down to who said what, where, when, and how in the community. That was a 11-4 victory for Suede. So Iain wins another one. Iain is 5-0 up.
You haven't gone against me.
No, not once. And then today, the last time I looked in the community, it was 2 votes to 3, or should I say 3-2 in favour of Talk Talk.
Ooh.
I haven't looked that because I need to switch.
Do you want me to do what's on next week while you're doing that? Then?
Oh, it's 5-all.
Oh. It's not Welsh. I wouldn't know how to pronounce it because Ranka Anis Chan.
Ain't Chan. I don't know.
I will tell you unless someone does get it, I'll tell you later.
And
Anyway.
by the way, I tried to Google Translate and it doesn't pick it up. Haha. So no cheating. All right. Are you going to do what's on?
Yeah, I'll do what's on.
Okay. So let's add that to the stage and we'll make it big and off you go.
Okay. So what we're doing next week? Well, we finished Rod Stewart this week, didn't we? So we've got a new story. And who are we doing? We're doing this gentleman, Mr. Peter Hamill. Of course, known for Van de Graaff Generator, but he made lots of solo albums as well. How did he fit it all in? Well, he sort of used to disband Van de Graaff Generator, and they all used to go in the studio and make an album with him. Bizarre goings on. Perfect side next week. We've done a bit of synth pop, probably one of my favourite synth pop albums, Vienna by Ultravox.
And whatever side Vienna is on, that's it, as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, I'm torn at the moment. I'm torn. Okay, Tuesday.
Yeah. Sorry, Jason. No, it's not Hungary either. Go on.
Tuesday. We're doing Bob Catley now. The people going, who's Bob Catley? Unless you are a Magnum fan, you wouldn't know. Now, Bob Catley was the lead singer of Magnum, and he has made some great albums. And he did do some work with the members of 10. So you've got some great stuff coming out there. So that's what we're doing. Now, next week's retro ranking is a little bit different because we're getting up to the Olympics and we'll be hearing lots of national anthems. So I took on the task a few weeks ago and I've listened to over 100 national anthems and I've put it down to my top 20. I love Magnums, especially the album one. Very funny.
I like the new duos.
Yes. So that's what we're doing. I'm going to be doing some national anthems. Next week's marathon. A band that gets totally forgotten about, but they're a band from the new wave of British heavy metal, and they're still going today. And it's the band called Raven. They're from the northeast, and they're absolutely brilliant. So we'll be doing them. Then that takes us nicely round to next Thursday. Sophomore Drome. This is a good one. We've got Deep Purple's Book of a Talisman against Status Quo's Spare Parts. Oh,
I'm not saying anything, but I know where my vote goes.
I know where my vote's going already. Because I've listened to them again today and I thought, yep, I think I got that one right. Next week, we're going to have a wander down the sidewalk and we're going to look at the US top 10 from July the 25th, 1994. And that takes us till next Friday, and a busy old Friday. Now, at some stage, I've got to time it right. So the person in charge is Lloyd. Now, Lloyd, of course, is Lloyd Boone, our good friend in Australia. He has a birthday. So I've got to somehow get it up for when he gets up.
Midnight.
Yeah, I think that's when I'll have to put it up. We've also got live album ranking of the wonderful, the most brilliant Mr. Alan Parsons. Not all of them, because some of them are not, I couldn't find to listen to, which was a shame. But I've managed to find 5 we can look
If I
at.
remember correctly, haven't we done? I just nipped down here.
We have done Alan Parsons' studio and Alan Parsons' project.
Yeah, but I'm thinking of the DVDs.
Yeah, we've done one of the.
We did in Tel Aviv.
Yes. And guess what comes out tomorrow? Brand new, stonking album by Deep Purple. And what I've heard of it so far, I love it. So I'll be reviewing it next week. And also, it's already out. For those Focus fans, yes, I'll be reviewing the brand new album from Focus. Imaginally called Focus 12. So that is what we will be doing it next week. Busy old week again. No rest for the wicked, as they say. Let's remove that from the studio. So, are you ready with your wheels?
Oh, I only need one.
That's what I mean. It's your wheel. We'll start that again, shall we? Are you ready with your wheel?
That one. There we go. Share. Right. Hello. Nice bright colours now.
Bloody hell.
Yes, because the previous one that we used, remember, it went black.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't been able to resolve that, so I've shifted to this one. It's the same lot that you use.
Oh.
Wheel of names and whatnot. So, first of all, as you will see down here, down the side, they're all in order. Oh, no, they're not. Oh, no, they're not. Give them 3 or 4 shuffles. Okay.
This is for, I think it's the 8th of August, the UK Top 10. And what year am I going to have to? Oh, this creeps into the last year of the 80s. For a bit of 1989. Oh, I can cope with that one. Let's put it. I've actually put it on my little notepad book, so I don't lose the bit of paper.
99.
I have to watch this to find it. Right, so this one.
By the way, do you like the centerpiece?
I do.
It's a little calendar.
Yeah. The 22nd of August in America.
Oh.
1960. That's a good selection of years. So that's coming up in August's top 10s. So there we go. That's all the housework done in half an hour. I'm impressed. So it's now time, hopefully, for some of our wonderful guests.
And that reminds me, hopefully, Mike Vinyl Spiral will be coming up tonight because I want to ask him a question.
That's the new Deep Purple tracks are very fun. I like Lazy Sod. I think that's great. So that's what's going. So we haven't got a football manager at the moment because he's resigned.
Mm-hmm. Oh yes. Yeah. And did you hear about Ralph Schumacher?
Yeah. And what does he want?
No, but I thought it was brave of him to come out and announce.
Yeah.
Fair play to him. I mean,
Lewis Hamilton has attempt this week as well. It's all happened this week, hasn't it?
Yeah.
But there you go.
They missed Donald and caught Joe with the COVID bullet.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's ready tonight.
Well, I'm
And
going
I,
to show what I'm
and I
showing.
can't.
I'm not going to
No,
show what I'm going to show.
No, but
But
golf.
as you see, I mean, if you've watched, I have been to the hair, but I've been to have my hair cut today.
You had a fight with the buzzsaw, didn't you?
I did. Yes.
Well, considering Rocky usually gets one around about this time of year, it's only fair. You should have one.
Yeah, Rocky's had his.
Exactly.
And our first guest comes all the way from the South Coast.
Hello.
Hello, Jason. Good evening, sir. How's the
How
South
are you?
Coast tonight?
Yeah, no, it's all right. It's been muggy all day. But
Muggy?
I don't know, it's weird. It's sort of been a bit damp as well.
What? We've had blazing shine all day here.
Yeah.
No, because I know what you're getting. It's coming up from the south.
No, it's just it's been weird. It's like chucked it down, but it's still been warm.
Yep.
It was like that the other day here, actually. It was.
Yeah. It's when you get that mizzle that gets you wet but doesn't rain.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've even still got the windows open tonight because it's really sticky.
Yeah. No, I've got my fan on. I apologise for all my junk on my sofa. I forgot to clean it off this evening.
It's all right.
So that's stuff I've got to sort through for videos and whatnot.
No, you've been buying anything this week?
No, not really. I haven't bought a lot for a while, to be honest with you. I've got some stuff that still needs to be showcased, which is on there. But no, I've not been spending an awful lot of money, to be honest. I could go out and I could buy records every day, but I don't want to get them just for the sake of doing so. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. How's Jimmy?
As far as I know, he's okay. I've spoken to him a little bit. He seems all right. He must be doing okay because he's putting out his content and everything. So
yeah, I haven't.
He's obviously the right friend of mine.
I haven't bothered much this week with anything really because I've just wanted to get myself fit.
No.
After
with how you were feeling, mate, I'm not surprised.
Oh dear!
I'm surprised he wasn't talking to the purple spiders walking across the screen.
Yeah.
I watched last week's live stream. I haven't watched it, and I thought I was out with the fairies. I was just
I
don't know how I did that. I don't remember much about it, to be quite honest.
Just wing it, mate.
Wellens really winged it last week.
Yeah.
But I've never. I tell you what, that antibiotic was absolutely. I didn't expect it to have that effect. He said a bit of drowsiness. I thought that'd be,
Yeah.
Affects
different people different ways. I've had painkillers that are giving me hallucinations.
Mm-hmm.
I was in the and I'm not just talking about in my sleep because I get that with some of the tablets I'm on now. I've really vivid dreams. But I was out in the middle of Southampton, had no clue where I was, didn't know what was going on, right? Thankfully, I was complex mentis enough to get on the bus and get home. But I was just like, what the hell is going on?
No, I
don't know how
Go on.
I was going to say, I don't know how I got into town, right? I don't know what I went in there for or anything. I was just spaced.
No, I can remember Iain being high on morphine.
Oh, that's nice stuff. I like that.
Oh yeah. He was ready for anything and everything.
Yeah. It tastes nice as well.
I was supposed to have only been a day. It was only supposed to be day surgery.
Yeah.
He ended up. He was overnighted. They wouldn't let him home. I wouldn't take him.
I had that when I had my old kidney stones, and I was in immense pain with that as well. Well, lovely. Just sat there nice and just sing the old headphones.
All I had was a very minor hand operation.
Yeah.
Dupuytren's syndrome.
Yeah, and I don't know, but the morphine I had, it had a slight reaction with me, apparently.
Yeah. Was it tablet form, or did they give you the liquid on the old back of the tongue?
Oh, no.
No, he was on the drip.
Oh, blimey.
Yeah, whoa.
He was well away with the fairies.
So constantly just pumping away into the old bloodstream.
Oh, yeah, I was well away. Apparently, he took one look at me because that's the only because he was sort of going to be looking after me, and he looked at me. No, I can't take you home like this.
No, he wasn't on cloud 9. He was on cloud 99.
Yeah,
I think the nursing staff totally agreed with you, didn't they?
Oh yes. It was a case of right. Where do we put him? They had to find you a bed in the overnight ward. Mike, good evening.
You're looking very summery.
Mike.
I have a question for Mike.
Oh.
Do you know about an all-day prog festival that's coming off in Leeds?
They have them quite often. Is it
21st of September? No, 21st of September. Iger Studios.
Oh, where? Sorry.
Iger Studios, Fairfield House.
Oh, I don't know that venue. I mean, they've had them at Broodnell before, but no, I don't know anything about it, Dave. I'll have to investigate.
Highway 24, all-day prog festival, Saturday, September the 21st at 1 o'clock. Argus Studios, Fairfield House, New Craven Gate, Leeds. LS115NE. It's an all-day indoor prog rock festival featuring Magenta, This Winter Machine, Stockfish, Simon Godfrey, Canda Craig, Paul Brunton.
Right.
We were just wondering because we're waiting for This Winter Machine's 5th album.
Right. It sounds interesting, Dave. I'm not sure where that venue is. I'm really not sure. I don't even know where New Craven Gate is. I'll investigate.
Right. You can find it on thiswintermachine.net and look on the diary.
Right. Okay. I'll have a look at that later. Yeah. Thanks for letting me know.
Yeah, not a problem.
We've
actually, before I forget, because I will forget, Jason.
Yes, mate.
I saw you on Simon's last Friday night, and you're in good form, mate. I thought you did really well.
Yeah,
you got a bit carried away sometimes, but yeah, you're on good form, mate. I thought that was really good.
Yeah, give it all that.
You took one for the team. I was dreadful on Friday.
No, it's we didn't have anything set. It was just chat about whatever,
Yeah, I was.
I gathered that. I mean, that's why Michael came up to sort of rescue the situation, didn't he?
Good on him.
Friday night, I was pretty lousy.
Yeah.
I bet, because it was. We were getting quite surreal, I think, towards the end of last Thursday.
Oh God, I was floating.
Yeah.
I should have put the dark side of the moon on, and I'd have just been.
Yeah. You really needed a heavy psych soundtrack.
Yeah. When I woke up Friday morning, I woke up really early, and I was really buzzing, and I thought, okay, let's record the stuff now. And I'm glad I did, because by dinner time I was
flagging. Yeah.
Put it this way, I put on all I would have watched on I put on Carry On films. I wanted something to watch, but nothing texted, to get the brain going. I just wanted something funny.
Yeah.
But
it's easy to watch, isn't it? Carry On.
Yeah, it was just easy to watch. So I feel great now, and it was I just want to thank everyone that did send me messages. It was really nice. And for those of you that made phone calls, there was a certain person that made a phone call to ask how I was, which was really nice. He knows who he is. I'm not going to embarrass him. But he phoned up to make sure, because he watched the replay and he went, oh, my God. Anyway, Mike, what a great video you did this week.
Oh, thanks.
Oh, brilliant.
It just occurred to me that when I was sort of going through a load of singles that there's an awful lot of covers by punk bands, and they're the sort of covers that you wouldn't expect them to make.
Yeah,
so I thought, let's do a video.
Yeah, I sat. How sad's this? I actually put it on again and had it on the screen, and I made up the playlist on Spotify.
Well, why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah. Well, have a look in the comments. Have a look in the comments as well, because one or two people suggested some more. And
I'll have a look. But yeah, I put that on the day, and I thought I'll watch that, and I thought I thoroughly enjoyed it. I'm glad Dear Prudence was in there though, and the Creatures. You had to be. I thought there's going to be the Creatures, and there's going to be Susie.
Yeah. But
I thought the Law.
Yeah.
Everyone that you put, I thought, they are great. I mean, I thought the Law, the Clash version, is pretty good, and Eloise.
Yeah.
I've actually seen the Damned perform that.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, it's absolutely brilliant. I mean, it goes on a little bit more on stage. But it's absolutely tremendous.
Yeah, I apologise because I'm way behind on people's videos at the moment, taking me ages to catch up.
I've noticed that, Jason. I think you commented on a video I made in about 1990.
You're probably not wrong.
What, you haven't watched the one I did? Oh, God.
Yeah. Should watch
anyway, good evening. Good morning.
Hello.
Hi,
good morning, gentlemen.
Oh, Michael.
Yes,
hello,
good evening.
Jason.
Yeah, thank you for helping out Simon last week. I was, as you've heard, I was out with the fairies.
Yeah, have you recovered?
Fairies on Thursday.
I was going to ask him if he'd recovered from his experience of having to deal with me on live stream.
I've thought about it a lot, Jason.
It haunts your dreams.
Have you started therapy?
Yes, you'll never be the same again, Michael.
Anyway, this week we're going to be showing our rarities, and
we are,
and things that we may think. Has anyone else got these?
And I know what Ian's going to come up with, and I'm predicting that one person will say, "I've got that."
Ooh.
And I think Ian knows which one I'm thinking of.
Yes. So I shall go first, I think, this week. This last week, I was all over the shop. So I've got a mixture of singles and albums. So the first one is a single, and it's a Genesis single. Little EP called Spot the Pigeon.
Hey.
Wow.
Not many people have got that. The best song on here is actually Inside and Out, which is a great song. It's got pigeons, but I was looking this for years and years, and I came across it at a record fair last December, and I paid £5 for it, but it was worth it because I've now got a copy of this, and it's on. You don't see this very often, do you? The single Tartism album. There we go. Okay, that's my first one.
What period is this, Ian? Because I'm not familiar with it.
That came out in 1977.
So it's Trick of the Tail era, right?
Yeah, one person's got it. Well, there you go. Okay, then. How many people have got Not Now John, Pink Floyd?
No.
And it's not the Ethel That version. It's the rather clean version for the radio, Stuffle That. And you get on the B-side, you get The Hero's Return, Part 1 and Part 2, which is an extra 3 minutes of The Hero's Return. I brought that when it come out, and do you know what? Final Hackett songs. Well done, Pulsar. And I've never seen it ever since. I've not seen it on Discogs or anything. We're going to stay with Pink Floyd for the next one. Does anyone know what this is?
Well,
Some sort of melody.
apart from being the wall.
Medley. Was it?
When the Tigers Broke Free.
Oh, okay.
Single. And it says on the back here, taken from the album, The Final Cut. And guess what, folks? It never was on the Final Cut. This is
weird.
From the wall. Again, I brought that when it came out, and have I seen it since? No. I've seen it on eBay for, ridiculous prices that I wouldn't pay. I think I paid $1.99 for that. Now we've got a Deep Purple single. I don't know if you can see. It's new, rare, and live, and it's a live version of Black Knight.
Ooh.
From the recordings that would have been what were made in Japan. But for some reason, this didn't get on the original album, but it did appear eventually on the CD remaster. So there wasn't enough room for this. And on the B side, you get a Painted Horse, which is a brilliant track. How that never ended up on an album. And When a Blind Man Cries, which is a beautiful song. And it's a song that's in their repertoire still today. Ian Gillan loves that track. So that is very rare. This came out in 1973.
Nice one.
It's very good. Okay, my next one is an album. G-Force. Now, this is a Gary Moore album that when he did Corridors of Power, there was a choice. Would he put this out as a Gary Moore album or separate? And he put it out with a separate. Now, this has got White Knuckles and Rockin' and Rollin' on, which are part of Gary Moore's set. Now, what makes this one unique is not the reissue is on Castle Communications, but mine as you can see, is on the Jet label. I've got the first 3 albums are all on Jet, and I've got all Jet. They've all been reissued on Castle Communications, but I've got this, I've got Back on the Streets, and I've got Dirty Fingers all on Jet, that right label. So they're rare in themselves. If you've got versions of that. Now, I know this one no one's got. It's a signed copy as well. They're a band called the DT. They're from Leicester, and they used to play in my local pub. And they released this album. Now, you'll recognise the label that they signed to. Those of you that like your heavy rock. On the Mooncrest label, no less.
Yeah, Nazareth one. Mooncrest, don't we?
But look at that. It's, it's heavy. It's a heavy old album.
It's a plate.
It's a brick.
It's a plate. Yeah, so not many people have got that. Now, I've got to be careful.
Before you go on to the next one, I just have a quick question.
Yeah.
DTs stands for what?
It's just that...
Delirium Tremens.
Yeah.
See,
there's a song on here called... It's about the lead singer, Simon. He had a motorbike, and it was a BSA Rocket 3.
I always thought it was a medical condition.
No, it's it is a medical condition as well. But anyway,
yeah,
I've got to be careful where I put my fingers on this.
That's what she said.
Yeah, I'll do it like that. Now, this band Cougar,
right, yeah, she definitely said.
rock band. I'll turn it around that way. Now, they're from Wales, and they once played Reading. They were one of these bands that nearly made it. But this came out in 1987. This one, I think, this is another thick album. It's on the High Dragon record label, which is based in Wales. And it's just an 80s rock album. Pretty good. Now, my next one, I'm actually in the crowd on this.
Listen very carefully to the explanation.
This is Steve Taylor and some band. Now, this was recorded at Carshall-Aspey in Northamptonshire at a festival called Greenbelt, which was a Christian arts rock festival that we used to go to because they had some decent bands. Now, this was recorded in 1985, and when I went back the next year, I found this, the live album of things. So I don't think many people have got, I'm on it, and it's in Northamptonshire, recorded in Northamptonshire. Okay, well, it wouldn't be any record thing without me showing some Marillion.
Of course.
This is from Canada and America. This is not on EMI. It was not released in this country. As you can see, it's in one of these horrible plastic bags.
Oh, yeah.
And it's on the Capitol label. And it's basically a live version. It's got Lady Nina, which was released as a single in America. And it's got Freaks, which was the B-side of Lavender, and a live version of Kaylee, Fugazi, and Script for a Jester's Tear, all done on the American tours. That cost me £15 back in 1985.
About $30.
Fair out of change. Yeah.
Not much, yeah. Okay, this one's an interesting one. Made in Japan. Now, this is on the Harvest record label in one of them horrible bags, but this is from New Zealand, but went to Japan. And on the back of the cover, we've got the old.
There you go.
Oh, yes.
Okay. We've got a couple of Genesis ones to end with. Now, this one I picked up in Germany on a Autobahn, traveling back from Rudenstein. It's a greatest hits album. It's on the Virgin label, and the tracks they put on this is I Know What I Like, Harold the Barrel, Harlequin, a very single version of Watcher of the Skies, The Fountain of Samoses, and Supper's Ready on the other side. So this is probably one of the only greatest hits albums of Genesis. It's a great little album.
Yeah.
My last one, there's lots of rare things about this one. For a start off, it's the very first Genesis album.
Yeah.
From Genesis to Revelation. But this is not on the Decca record label. Comes with a lyric sheet. I've got all the, when the sour turns sweet and window and in hiding, all the lyrics to it. But this is on a label called PAX. As you can see, it is a mono album as well. Now, does anyone like to guess where this is actually from? Where it was
pressed?
Where it was pressed?
Germany?
No.
Nope.
South Africa.
No.
South America?
Nope.
Israel.
Oh.
It's an Israeli copy, and I don't know if you can see it on the back of the cover. have a look. See if I can get. It's very hard to, but the bottom line, I think because of the
It's in
photo,
Hebrew.
it is actually in Hebrew.
Lovely. Yeah.
So there we
Good
go.
stuff.
There's my little presentation for you of some of the rare and wonderful things in my collection. I've got
Yeah.
more. Thank you very much.
And
I mean,
the one I
this is-
suspected didn't get picked up.
This is
Yeah.
rare. An album version of this is very rare in itself. There's not many copies of this.
That's
going
right. And I've got a reissue from not many years ago.
Yeah. But to have it as an Israeli, and I got this on eBay for $6.95.
That's good. Yeah.
When I saw the packs, I looked it up and I thought, Israeli? Right, we'll have that. And it's in blooming good nick. There's not a scratch on it. So there we go. There's a few rarities and wonderful things from my collection. So who would like to show their pride and joys?
Shall I get mine out of the way? Mine aren't rarities as such. They're just a bit weird.
Well,
Yeah,
we
we
don't
love
expect anything different
weird,
from
Jay.
you.
We love it.
Yeah. I sort of got the wrong end of the stick. So but anyway, let's go with it. I've got a few notes here, so you'll have to bear with me. Right. The first one I've got, it's mainly CDs, and then I've got a record to show you as well at the end. So first one is Nativity in that way. Nativity in Black, tribute to Black Sabbath. Pretty good. This came out in, where are we? Can't even find out now. I can remember now. 1994. So yeah, basically, it's all different artists covering Black Sabbath songs. Included on there, you've got Ozzy himself with Therapy. They're doing a version of Iron Man, which, to be honest, sounds pretty much the same as the original anyway. And an interesting one is they've got the Bullring Brummies, if I can get it right, which has got Bill Ward, Geezer Butler on there, but with Rob Halford from Judas Priest. So that's a bit different. And then you've got Bruce Dickinson with Godspeed. And the main reason I got it was it's got Ugly Kid Joe in there doing Nativity in Black itself. So I don't know many people have got that. I've not seen a lot of people, of anybody
That's good.
show it.
You
Yeah.
do realise Rob Halford, sorry to interrupt you, Jason, he's actually done a gig with Black Sabbath. When
Yes.
Rob Halford has actually appeared on stage.
Oh, right. Okay. No, I didn't know that.
I don't know which the singer was. I don't know if it was Tony Martin but he was ill.
Yeah,
Rob
they
was in
did.
the area.
The song they covered was, where are we? No, I can't remember now. It's on the back though. I didn't write it down, silly enough. Don't know if you can see.
Bruce Dickinson.
Bullring Brummies.
The Wizard.
The Wizard. That was it. Yeah. So there we go.
Oh, my eyesight's pretty good if I saw that.
Yeah, well, I got a blurry camera as well. I don't know what's the matter with it at the moment. Anyway, so that's that one. Something a little bit different. I only discovered looking up the information on it. They have done a second one as well. So I may look at that. So the next one, bit weird stuff. It's William Orbit. I keep getting these rather the wrong way, don't I? I don't know what's the matter with me today. Yeah, William Orbit. There you go. Strange Cargo. For those of you that don't know, he was the guy behind Basematic, right? He was quite big in the late 80s, early 90s. And he's worked with Madonna and he's worked with All Saints, right? And this is a weird stuff. It's like little set, almost orchestrated pieces, but it's you've got a little bit of like synth-pop electronica kind of stuff in there. And you've got, this came out in 1987, and you've got ones with flamenco guitars in there. You've got one that's almost like kind of rocky. Yeah, it's a weird mix of styles, but it works. But if you just want some nice instrumental music to listen to, that's pretty cool. And I don't know anybody that's got that. Right, what we got next? So, oh yeah, right, a little known band. They didn't do very well, right? I think they got on the charts. A band called And Why Not?
I've heard of them.
Yeah, they did. They had 3 songs. It was the Face, Restless Days, and oh, what was the other one? Something You've Got, right? And the guy sounds a little bit like whichever one of them was the singer in Bros, but they're miles better. They're like a funk soul band. So really, really good. And this came out, yeah, when did it come? Yeah, 1990. Move Your Skin. Yeah. So that was you know, I've got all this stuff. They only ever did one album. I've got pretty much everything they've done. I don't know if it's aged particularly well, but it's still listenable. You know, it's still good. Then we have side project from Television's Tony Wright, and this is Like a Dog. Right, you know, the 4-piece band. I've seen them live a couple of times. And this is Forever in a Day. This was 2006. Right, and the main songs that I like on there is Daddy Watch Your Soul, Away With You, and Can't Get Over. And they're kind of they're not quite as rocky as Television, but it's obviously with his voice and everything, there's still similarities. And I think it's stuff that he wanted to do, you know, by himself that he never really got a chance to do with the band because they didn't quite fit. So that's that one. Then we have some Tom Morello. There's another one of his projects. Where are we? Don't know what I keep getting around the wrong way for. Right, Street Sweeper Social Club. And this is a bit more traditional hip hop. It's still got Tom's typical, you know, heavy guitars and all the rest of it. But unlike Zach, where he's more or less talking, and was, you know, almost like he's doing a poetry, this is very much sort of, you know, hip hop, proper, what I call proper rap. That's really good. When did that come out? That's a 2009 album. And the songs that I like a lot are Fight, Smash, Win, Somewhere in the World It's Midnight, and Good Morning, Mr. Smith. So that's really good. I love the cover. I think the cover's great. Then we have someone who's more known for his comedy acting than singing. It's Mr. Eddie Murphy.
Oh, look at that.
Really?
Right?
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, Eddie Murphy. Keep doing this. Eddie Murphy. Yeah? Yeah, and yes, indeed, that's what he used to say, wasn't it? Yeah, it's got Niles Rodgers from Chic on there, and Ray Blackmon cameo make an appearance. And it's you sort of got bits of Bobby Brown and Prince. It's a bit tongue in cheek, right? Some of it they used to do for giggles, and because he can sort of mimic voices, he's sort of kind of doing that to a certain degree. But all original songs. When did this one come out? This was 1989, and it's actually his second album. Right. Main tracks on here are Until the Money's Gone, Bubble Hill, and what was the other one? Oh, Let's Get With It, which is just like, it's a bit farcical song, to be honest. It's a bit overdone, but it's you know, I don't think it cost me much money when I got it, and it's enjoyable.
I rather like his first hit, Jason, Party All the Time.
Yes, I've got that on vinyl.
Oh, that is a good track. Well thought, Mike.
Yeah. I've got that. I've got that on vinyl, 12-inch single, I believe. Right, and he's got the old black leather jumpsuit style thing on with a chain and everything. Typical sort of 80s fashion.
Yes.
Okay. So what else have we got? All right. Yes. some people might remember these. LA Mix on the side, right? They were very much of the 80s. In fact, this came out, when was it? This was 89 as well. And very much the sampling and mixing sounds together to come up with something new. The main song that most people will know is called Check This Out, which is very sample laden, right? But really good tune. I've got it on 3 different formats, I believe. But I still like it to this day. The rest of them are sort of what you call typical sort of club hits. Nothing overly special, but it's a bit of a nostalgia thing for me. This one, that's why I've still got it. So that's LA Mix. This one nobody will have heard of, right? Because they're a band from Southampton who nearly made it. They're called Plastic Toys, right? And they are an electronic rock band, if you can imagine such a thing. Very, very synth laden, but guitars as well. If you know how Linkin Park use some very synth heavy sort of melodies for some of their stuff.
Yeah.
It's that kind of feel to it, but it's less new metal and more what I would call traditional rock. But they're from Southampton. This came out in 2008. They split up unfortunately after this. I saw them a couple of times, supporting them a couple of bands. Nice bunch of guys. And they the songs I like on that are where are we? Let Me Feel the Love, Still Alive, which is fantastic. Got a really fantastic sort of synth riff to it. Really, really good. And Dirty is another one on there. And the final CD, bit of a giggle for you. And I think it's quite rare because I've certainly never heard it seen it over here. I don't think it was available in the UK. It's Timmy and the Lords of the Underworld from South Park.
Right.
This episode. It's this little kid here, right? He gets sent home from school, right? And he hears this band playing in the garage, and he starts singing along. But the thing is, he can only say 2 things. One is his name, and also Living a Lie. And it's basically him just doing that on the record with the others singing over the top. But it's fun. It's fun. And if anybody went to Reading or any of the festivals in the mid-90s, everyone was shouting out Timmy all the time. Don't know quite why, whether it's they like the band or they dislike the band, but everyone was shouting Timmy. So that's that. And then something that is a bit rare, because I've definitely never seen this before, right? And it is a single, and it's by the Police. Message in a Bowl.
Right.
And as you can see, it's shaped.
Indeed.
There we go. And I will take it out. It's in a plastic doofer, but
yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Cool. That's really cool, Jason.
Yeah,
I think that cost me 15 quid, I think. And I got it in a little shop. Oh, I can't even remember where it was now. Somewhere down, I think it was Devon somewhere, if I remember correctly. One of my folks used to live down that way. So I love this. I mean, it's a good song anyway. All it is Message in a Bottle standard, Message in a Bottle live. But I think it was nicely presented. And when I got it, it was shrink wrapped. And I was sort of like in 2 minds. Do I open it or don't I? But I'm glad I did.
That's good.
So yeah, that was well chuffed to get. I'm not a massive Police fan, but I like unusual discs.
Yeah.
And that was like, no, I'm definitely having that. As soon as it's a police badge and everything, it makes perfect sense. So there we go. That's my little lot.
Yeah, that's really good.
So I got the wrong end of the stick there, but
Oh,
No.
nothing wrong with that. Yeah. Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
that's great. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now I'll try and get it back in the box.
News, Bob Newhart has passed away. He was 94.
Oh.
Yeah. Great comedian.
Actually, while Jason was showing his CDs, it just reminded me of something that the Eddie Murphy CD, and it reminded me of Lenny Henry, and I can't remember what was his soul singer come ladies man. What was he called? What's the character?
Theophilus P. Wildebeest or something like that.
That's it.
That's the one. Yeah, that's it. I just couldn't think what he called himself. Yeah.
Yeah, he was sort of a mixture, and that and Barry White, wasn't it? Sort of.
That's right. Yeah, yeah.
Well, some of the songs there are very sort of, what should we say, sexually oriented.
For the ladies.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was some excellent tracks, and you weren't offbeat. There was some rare stuff. I'd never heard any of that.
Yeah, well, there you go. That's all right.
I've not seen any of those.
I was
before.
a bit worried. Yeah, I was a bit worried.
Anyway, who would like to go next?
Shall I go, Michael, or do you want to?
Michael, flip a coin.
Why don't you're wearing that lovely Hawaiian shirt? Why don't you go next?
I will do.
The
reason I'm wearing this shirt is that it was a sunny day in Leeds today, and I thought if I don't wear it today, there probably won't be another one this summer.
You're not wrong.
That's it. Summer's been.
Oh, is it bad over in Northern Ireland, then, Dave?
We had our summer 2 days ago.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah. Well, we normally get your weather about 2 days later, yeah.
You don't want what we've got.
Right, then. I'll start off with something that I think some people will have, but I'll show anyway because it's an original. And you mentioned Peter Hamill. So this is Phonograph Generators, Pawn Hearts, and it's an original. And there you go, and it's on the pink Charisma label.
Oh, that is very original, sir.
Yeah. So I thought I'd show that, especially as you mentioned Peter Hamill. I thought, oh yeah, I'll go with that. So that's the first one. Second one, and it's a bit of krautrock, and it's Can, and it's a unofficial release, or probably a sort of bootleg, I think. And it's number 82 of 349, and it's a live gig in Germany from Berg Norvenich in Germany, July 25th, 1969.
Cool.
So they are. I can't remember what's on it now, and it doesn't actually have a track listing on it. So there you go. But I mean, Can live albums are sort of like 10 a penny nowadays. They seem to release an album of just about every gig that they've ever done, as far as I can see.
Same as Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah. Right. A bit of it's a film soundtrack, but it's French prog rock by the band called Acanthus, and it's the Friesland of Vampires. Cool. Sorry?
I said the cover's pretty cool.
It is, isn't it? Yeah. So I think it means something like the chill of the vampires, or the shivers of the vampires, something like that. And it's from the early 70s, and I've actually seen this French sort of horror film, and like with so many sort of French films, it's sort of it's one genre sort of hiding soft porn, basically. Yeah, you know what it's like. You know, the women get naked at every sort of opportunity.
Does she like photography, sir? I know what I mean.
A bit like that, yeah. But
Emmanuel with fangs.
Yeah. The thrill. All right.
Oh, there you go then.
Yeah.
Yourself, right?
Yeah. Right. So next, this is a fairly new band called the Umlaut, but they're not German. They're actually from London, but there's an Italian in the band, an Austrian, somebody French, and they sing in German, in French, in Italian, and it's a bit krautrocky, bit electronic. It's lovely stuff. And this album came out about, I don't know, about one or 2 years ago. It's fairly recent anyway. But anyway, it's the Umlauts with a couple of lovely slugs on the cover. Yeah.
I would love to have been in the decision-making meeting when they decided on that artwork.
Yeah. Right. Okay. This is something I really like, and again, it's it's not really a soundtrack, but it's it's instrumental. It's and it's by the sort of composer keyboardist Hannah Peel, and there you go. And it's an absolutely lovely.
That's cool.
It's all mirrored, huh?
Yeah. It was funded sort of partly by the Arts Council in the UK.
Very nice.
Cool.
And it's an imagined sort of space journey. But if you ever get a chance to listen to Hannah Peel, she's really, really good. So it's Mary Cassio, Journey to Cassiopeia. So there you go. And it's absolutely lovely, and I think the cover and the artwork is really, really cool on that as well.
Yeah, very nice.
Right, more sort of familiar territory for me, a bit of punk. And it's a Damned, and this is a copy of New Rose, and it's got a cover version on the B side. It's got Help on the B side, and it's a French copy, so it's not on Stiff. It's on a
Skydog.
Skydog. Yeah,
Interesting.
and the labels are printed on the wrong side. So New Rose, because when I first put it on, I started playing it. I thought that's not New Rose, and then when I looked it up, I sort of realised that all the labels are on the wrong side. So New Rose on one side, Help on the other. Right. What's next? Oh yeah, a bit of lead stuff, of course. It's another single. This is Yard At, and this is a limited edition, and it's number 2 of 100.
Well, very good.
Nice.
It was a special sort of Jumbo Records release of the single Dark Days and Peanuts, and Yard Act have got a sort of special relationship with Jumbo Records, because James Smith had actually applied for a job, and he was actually about to be given a job working in Jumbo Records when Yard Act took off. So he's remembered the record shop, but he's one of these people who used to shop there regularly anyway. And another rarity from Jumbo, of course, Leeds, as Michael will know, is the home of the Obi strip.
Yeah.
And this is Jumbo Records special edition of the Overload, the Yard Act debut album. And I've got, if you can see that, number 1 of 100.
That's really cool.
Yeah. And it came with this brilliant little fanzine as well. As you can see, it's Jumbo's record.
Nice idea. Nice touch.
Fanzine with lots of sort of like Xerox produced photographs, in the sort of fanzine tradition. And this is a 12-inch single, and this is by a band called The Orioles, and it's Sugar Tastes Like Salt. And again, this was a limited edition of just 100. It's a single-sided 12-inch single. So there you go. So that's from about 4 or 5 years ago, I think. And finally, something that you certainly won't have. I'll show you this album first. This is the latest album by a Welsh singer called Kate Le Bon, and it's called Pompeii. But, you know, that's not all that rare. But what is rare is this. It's a test pressing of the album that Kate Le Bon has signed.
Excellent.
That's cool. Yeah.
So I'm really pleased to get that. And there's a, if I get it open, there's a print in here as well. Yeah, there you go. So the print, and it's a limited edition, I think.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
The test pressings. So that is just the initial first run, or what?
It is sort of, yeah. What happens is that when bands decide to have a record press, that if they're sensible, they can ask for test pressings. So they get sent a sort of a number of test pressings of the album, and it's just to make sure that it's sort of up to scratch, really. And
Fair enough. Yeah.
so you know, so it's sort of it precedes the first sort of commercial run of the.
Because I've got an album that's coming out at the end of the year, and I've ordered the normal one and the test pressing as well. So
yeah,
that is
right,
I think it's the first test pressing I own, or will own, I should say.
Yeah. I mean, they're worth getting hold of if you can. You know, they're pretty good.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's everything I've got to show them, folks.
Well done.
Yeah.
Some really good stuff there.
And while Mike was doing that, as he's got his Hawaiian shorts on, I thought I'd put.
All right, yeah. Very good.
Very nice.
As I say, you have to get them out while you can, you know, with the summer.
Yeah, I mean, these only come out when it's very hot.
Yeah.
You look like a couple of British tourists.
Yeah.
That's exactly what they are.
Now, the only thing that's missing.
We do that, put the British tourists up to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really, what we need is a sort of Kodak brownie round the neck.
Not too
Kodak brownie, not a tanky.
Yeah.
And sandals and socks.
Socks and sandals are a must.
Yeah.
Well,
No, I never do that. That's old-fashioned folklore that I don't participate in.
No socks. I don't know if I can show, but
let's say you
no socks.
Yeah.
I was going to say you'll be lucky if you got sandals. Usually flip flops.
Yeah.
These are Skechers sandals, and they're the most comfortable to wear in this hot weather. They're absolutely wonderful to wear. So yeah, there's a rare thing. My legs on going around the world. It's not a pretty sight, is it? We've got to get the legs.
No, it's not fair on humanity.
No, it isn't really.
So if you know any ladies, get them to come and have a look.
Oh, please.
No, not at my legs. Not at mile.
No, you don't inflict that on anyone.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So
that was great choices there, Mike. There's some stuff there that, as usual, I will have to watch back and make note.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yes. So I'm wondering what we're going to get in Japan. I mean, what Michael normally shows is rare as it is.
It is, yeah.
But now he's having to show his rare stuff.
So this is going to be like hen's teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought long and deep about this challenge here, and my first criteria was the records should not suck. So you know, I really I have because we get into these oddities, and it's not that interesting. If I show you a CD that's very rare. So I decided I was going to I pulled things from my collection, 10 records from my collection that I know you guys don't have, that I think are pretty rare, some people in the U.S. they're all American with the exception of one, and so let me just I'll show you what the method to my madness is. I picked this up this week, and this is the first solo record by Delaney Bramlett, and I've wanted it for a long time. It's always been expensive. And I guess some collector died because I went up to my local Hard Off last week and they had a whole cache of Delaney and Bonnie and J.J. Cale and Leon Russell and Dr. John records. I mean, the full collections, right? And so I know that the records after this one by Delaney Bramlett are not that good. I mean, he didn't have a great solo career, but this is a Delaney and Bonnie record without Bonnie, and he has brought in all of these black session artists, Vanetta Fields and some other ones, and there's Delaney in bed, and this is a sample record. There's a lot of these in Japan, so I'm glad somebody brought that up. Oops, don't drop it. Sample. So I guess this is the equivalent of a test pressing, but I mean, I guess maybe this went to radio stations or big retailers before they place their orders. I don't really know. I have a lot of them in my collection. They don't change the value very much. What changes the value is an OB. This doesn't. It's a Japanese pressing. It's great. It's a gospel. He's got one track that's like 8 minutes long. We're just kind of jamming. I love him to death. I love male singers. I love female singers. And there's some female singers here. But this is Bobby Whitlock's third record. Anything after this is not worth having. It's okay. I also picked this up at the Hard Off this week. The Delaney album is better. But this is a pretty good solo record. I love his vocals. And this is on the Capricorn label. And Dickie Betts plays on this record. And, Bobby is no slouch. He participated in All Things Must Pass. And he claims to have a say on a lot of choices in that record. So don't count this guy out, even though he is, suffering from dementia now.
Poor bloke.
Tim Buckley, Greetings from L.A. And there's L.A. Look at all that smog. And, some people have this record, others don't. This is a postcard that pops out.
That's very nice.
Isn't that nice? And this is here's Tim with a gas mask. See that? Really celebrating the air. Because the air in LA in the 70s was horrible. And this is you know him as a folk singer. This is a rocking record, much like the Delaney record, right? He's working with a lot of session people, some great backup singers, and it's on the Straight label. The Straight label from the Zappa days. Let me just take this out real quick. I don't want to lose that postcard. Oh.
So
you remember this, right? You remember this, the Straight label. You ever see this? I believe that might be. You mail it in for sample records. What were you going to say, Jason?
No, I was going to say, was that postcard, is it like a punch-out thing?
Yes, it's very fragile.
You're lucky to get it with it still in, because a lot of people would have sent that off.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, the next American, and this is a rarity. This is Eric Anderson, Blue River, and this was his best record. He was a folk singer. He got his start in New York, and it's got two lovely songs. The first track is It Really Love It All, and Blue River, the title track, has Joni Mitchell singing backup. Joni Mitchell. So again, no slouch. Last track is Round the Bend, and I'm showing you guys, this is hippie music. If you had this record in your collection in the 70s and you were 16, you got action from hippie girls with peasant blouses and no bras. You're definitely good for some action, Eric.
Yes, man.
So
yes,
it's the early 70s, Michael.
Yes, it is. It is 1972, and
right.
all these records are early 70s. Probably Delaney's 76 and Bobby Whitlock's 76. This is 72. A woman that you might like, Mike, as a singer, because I know you like singers, is Tracy. I always forget her last name. Tracy Nelson, Mother Earth. And I mean, this is, you gotta love these hippie bands in the 70s. They had so many people on the production. I mean, this has got, the first side is city side, the second side is countryside. They have all different people on it. Inside, there's kind of like, look at this illustration, this fly. You guys would like that. You British people would like to smell that, the fly thing. And
I could have gone with that album last week then.
How's so weird? How's with your sickness, you mean? With your, when you're not feeling well?
No, when I was high as a kite, I could have put that on and just gone away with the fairies.
Yeah.
It's very, very nicely presented.
Boss Skaggs is on this record. Here's the segue here. Joy of Cooking. Did you ever see this before? I mean, Joy of Cooking and Mother Earth are kind of like the same genre. It's this band. My sister had this for years, in the 60s. And this band was led by these two women. They were the leaders of the band. And, this has got horns. It's got horns and it's a rocking record. What can I tell you? Out of Berkeley, California, Joy of Cooking. And if you see it, when it's less than a pound, pick it up. I recommend it.
Can I interrupt you for a second there, Michael?
Yes.
Marius, cut it out. Last warning. Sorry. Please continue, Michael.
So who are the singers on it then, Michael?
The singers are Tony Brown, David Gard. Tony Brown and Terry Garthwaite. Tony Brown, I believe, is the leader. Toni, and that's her. That's Tony Brown.
Oh, right. Yeah. So somehow that comes familiar, but I can't say I've ever seen it, but it somehow it looks familiar.
Yeah, I think it's 60. I think it's 69. Has an insert. Joy of Cooking. I mean, this Joy of Cooking was a major cookbook. 1970.
There was also another publication called The Joy of Sex.
Yes, I remember that.
That's right. Somebody just
I remember that one.
Is that a combination? The Joy of Cooking Sex.
Joy of Sex Cooking. Didn't Nigella Lawson do that? The Joy of Sexy Cooking.
She probably did.
Yeah. We're defending it to the gutter here, Michael.
Yeah. You have.
Carry on, sir. Sorry about that.
Thank you. Okay, so I said, records that don't suck, and I haven't shown before. And I haven't shown any of those records before. I think I showed the Tim Buckley maybe briefly. Now, I have shown this next record a couple of times but I really want to get the point home that in the 70s, there were bands that were like football teams, right? I mean, look at how many members. You got look at the White Stripes. One guy and his wife. Look at this. A goddamn football team, and half those guys are horn players. And if you see this record, please, the recording sonically, it is incredible. And she does a cover of "Stay With Me" that'll blow your mind. And Mike, if you love female singers, look up Genya Ravan. You don't have to buy anything. Just stream this record, okay? Just stream "Stay With Me" and tell me if you don't think.
I will do. Yeah, that looks really, really interesting, Michael.
Yeah, that does.
1969. 1969. And
they call 10-wheel drive.
Yep, 10-wheel drive. And she always wore this thing. Look at that. It's so
Well,
weird.
Oh.
She says, homie, you're not getting any of this unless I let you.
Michael, you've got the Pulsar says is a great out.
It's a great. Eye of the Needle is good. That record is better, Pulsar. Okay. Now, I have shown this once before, and I'm going to show it one last time because it's so good. And nobody's got this record. Nobody collects this guy. And this is John Baldry, Good to Be Alive. And it's just, the first track is called Good to Be Alive. And he does a cover of Graham Parsons' She with backup singing by Leslie Duncan and Lisa Strike. That is so good. So good. And there he is with the little lamb. I don't think, after this, he got kind of like, honky tonk, and he did a lot of covers. Not his best work after this record, but that's a good record. And I'm almost done. 2 more. Electric Flag, Long Time Coming. I'm showing this again for the football team type of bands. There's Buddy Miles, and it also had Michael Bloomfield and Harvey Brooks. These guys were also on that Al Cooper record, Super Session, and Buddy later went on with Jimi Hendrix to sing on Band of Gypsies, but he got fired because he liked to do scat singing on stage, and scat singing did not work well with Hendrix. This has got Killing Floor, Grooving is Easy. Every track is good on this. Over Loving You, such a fantastic, funky blues rock record from the 60s. I don't see a year on this, but it might be 67. So good. And my very last one, I've shown this once before, Dyke and the Blazers. And he has It's Your Thing. Who did It's Your Thing? Wilson Pickett. Wilson Pickett didn't write It's Your Thing. Dyke did. And he didn't live very long. He was murdered on the streets in was it Phoenix? He was killed over drugs. He was a drug addict, and his real name was R. Lester Christian, and he predated James Brown in terms of popularity in stage acts. I mean, James Brown was jealous of this guy, and
Really?
He was murdered. Yep. I mean, it's so funny. The song titles Funky Broadway Parts 1 and Part 2.
I've heard that. I've heard that. That's a really good tune.
Yeah, look at these tracks. These are all him. This is a great record. Dyke, Dyke, and the Blazers. I recommend. I recommend. On it's a reissue on Kent Records.
I think the version of Funky Broadway I had was probably a cover by somebody else because I don't recognise the name.
That's a good tune, though.
Yep.
Yeah, it is a good tune, yeah.
And that's what I got. Any questions?
Yeah.
That's
Any
great.
questions?
Yeah.
Thank
I
you.
was making some note title. Yeah.
I mean, bands. You was on about bands football team. Earth, Wind and Fire have got to be up there as well, haven't they?
I did find something in my home collection. Can you make me big 1 second more? Just go one thing, Dave. This is a press photo of Peter Gabriel, and it was taken in 1973, and it is a press photo. See, it has all the scanning information, and I found this in my things, and I'm gonna see if I can sell it. I don't know if it's going to fetch very much. What do you think about that?
Well,
That's
I'm
cool.
sure there's plenty of fans out there that want that.
Yeah, but it's not in the best condition.
He looks so different, though.
I know. He got fat. He got fat and bald.
See, for me, I mean, Peter Gabriel is one of my sort of idol writers. So, what?
The photographer, let me just tell you the photographer's name real quick. I reached out to him. Barry Wenzel, Barrie. Do you guys know him as a rock photographer? Is he famous? Photographed at London's Rainbow Theatre on February 9th, 73. It was their like their test concert. It was before they went on tours. Their very first live concert.
I've heard of him. He did a lot of photography at the Rainbow. Now the Rainbow I would say in the 70s, it was like the Whiskey A Go Go. It was the place to play, and I think he took pictures of Queen there and Mott the Hoople at a play. I think he was sort of like the resident man to take the pictures there. So yeah, I have heard of him, and you know, if anything's been taken at the Rainbow,
it was him.
99% of the time, it was him taking the photos.
All right.
Yeah, that's a great photo. I do like that. Well,
I have heard of that place actually. I found some photos today with them on.
Right, I've just found 3 albums. If anyone's got these, I'll like a hat. Okay. So ready? First one up is the soundtrack to Bambi.
Very nice.
Got that? My favourite thing on here is Little April Showers. As we trip out the April showers, dun, diddy, dun, diddy, dun, dun, dun. A bit of comedy now. Who remembers these?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Trace Gilmore
all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do
you know Ian? Tracy Ullman was signed to Stiff Records on the basis of the parody songs that they did.
Yeah. There's some great ones on here on this album. There's they do a track by Break Wind and Fire. Sing a Sloppy Song by Dollop. The Do Ron Ron by the Ruinettes. Now, David Copperfield, which is the chap next, I've met him. He came and drank in my brother's pub.
Nice.
Oh, fair play.
He's a really funny guy, and he's very quiet, but once you get talking to him, he's quite a funny guy. He's got that northern thing. And the next one.
Was that at the far end of the Horseshoe Bar?
Yes.
Yeah.
Were you there?
No, I think I was working that night. Oh, no, it might have been.
Oh no. Oh God, not Fred.
Now, I have been to a cricket dinner, and I have actually seen Freddie Truman. He is so funny.
Yeah. He wasn't very funny when I met him, Ian.
Was he?
Yeah, I met him in a professional capacity, and I can say this now he's dead and I'm retired, you know, but yes, I work for Revenue and Customs. In a professional capacity, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean. What was he bringing in, Mike, that he shouldn't have been?
Sorry?
Was he bringing something into the country that he shouldn't have been bringing in?
No, it was tax. It was based on tax, yeah. Yorkshiremen don't like to part with their money.
Yeah, but it's very funny. I mean, it's very not very PC, but yeah. Let's do more things. So,
sorry,
get the
Somebody speak.
Sorry, I was just gonna say there was another thing called The Emperor Strikes Back, wasn't there? Where they're taking the Mickey out of John McEnroe.
I've got that. I've also got a Rory Brennan thing called The Commentators. Based
19 not out.
19.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sad to say, but that's another story. Anyway, shall we see what Rocky wants us to go and rummage through for next week?
Yes, please.
I think it's that time of the day, isn't it? Let's see what Rocky wants us to do next week.
Spin the wheel.
It's time to spin the wheel. So what we've got on here now, we've got instrumentals, a new one, Corkers and Clunkers.
Hey.
I'll need a
Platter
translation of Corkers and Clunkers, but please
Yeah.
spin.
Favorite covers: Blind, Buys, The Opening Gambit, and Greatest Hits. Corkers and Clunkers makes this. It's got an album that's got an absolute belter on there, and it's also got a crap.
An album that has a brilliant track and an absolute crap track.
So many.
So many. So let's have a look and see what Rocky wants us to go and rummage next week.
Oh,
We were talking about this earlier.
Platter palette.
I have
Like
no idea.
Like a poo-poo platter, like that you get in a Polynesian restaurant, you know?
Yeah.
No.
Poo-poo.
I think Dave should actually explain this one because it was him that put this on the wheel.
Well, you had the initial idea, I came up with the title. Where do you put your records on your record player? You put them on the platter.
Yes.
And what we're looking for are colored records, picture discs, solid colors,
okay.
all that.
Okay.
So you have a palette of colors on your platter.
Okay.
So colours. Not
Your picture
black
disc,
counts.
black doesn't count.
Yeah.
no.
Nothing
No
but
black.
any colour but black.
Look, can have black in it. Black in it.
Well,
Okay, so-
We are the
away.
antithesis of Mr. Ford. You can have any color so long as it's not black.
Well,
Right.
there's two. I'm sure there's two, Mike, now that I could show straight away.
What if it's half and half?
As long as it's a bit more, it's got to have some other colour than black on it.
Okay.
Right,
Yeah. Yeah, it can't be solid black.
Okay.
And you say it can be picture discs as well, can it?
Picture
Yeah.
discs.
Yeah.
Anything.
Not that I've got many, but
I've got a few.
yeah, I've got one or two.
And if I say there's at least one Marillion in there,
always is Ian. There always is.
and the status
Probably
quo,
one
status quo,
and an ELO.
and of course there'll be an ELO. I love showing that album. You know that's going to go, and I know there's going to be one that was some VCLT, and I'm not quite sure which one I will show.
All right.
You know, yeah, and Mike knows what I'm.
I know what you
about.
mean. Yeah.
I might show the brighter coloured one.
Yeah.
Mike,
All
you
right.
knows exactly what album I'm talking about as well, don't you?
I do.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, so that's for next week. I think tonight, because it's been a quiet night, I think we'll have a quiet ending tonight.
Okay.
We'll hold up our albums and we'll
Yes.
call it a day, and we can have a chat because I've got something for you chaps to talk about.
Okay.
Talk to you.
Right, yeah.
So I'm going to find something that's really rare. I won't put up Cougar because it's rude. I'll put up the DTs because me and my mate Lee love these.
Shiny, shiny.
Shiny,
5,
shiny.
4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yeah, we're going to cut it short. It's a bit hot and sticky anyway, and
Yes.
I think it's.
Okay.
So, thank you very much for this wonderful panel. I know it's the summertime and people got other things more important than come and watch this, but they'll watch it later because they always do. But once again,
Yeah.
thank you for Mike, Michael, and the new star is a shining star, and it's the one and only Jason.
Oh, bloody hell. Stop making me blush, mate.
You do a great job. Thank you for Nick's contributions in the gallery. I know he can't come up at the moment, but we love you. His little quips. It keeps us on our toes. Thank you for Simon coming in. Thank you for everybody coming in. And we will see you
just before we go, and if Nick's still around, I'd really love Nick to show the vinyl he would have shown tonight if he'd come up, because he does some absolutely marvelous stuff. I'm sure of it.
Yeah, you can have a double dip.
Yeah.
There is
Okay,
27
so we'll see
versions
you all
of
next
cars.
week. So bye for now.
Right,
Bye,
see you.
folks.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Cheers.